Maternity leave is usually a time reserved for the new mom to birth her baby, recover from the birthing experience, bond and care for her newborn. You would assume that this is quite a relaxing and beautiful time for the mom always, but sometimes people get stuck in this monotonous routine of mom and baby and family life and they just want something else to spice up that maternity leave. Now, if this is you, then in this video I'll be sharing 10 tips that can help you have a wholesome and memorable maternity leave experience. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Linda and on this channel we'll talk about health, motherhood, lifestyle, career and my all-time favorite hobby, which is DIYs. So today is for motherhood and transitioning back into career after it. It's a wholesome experience having a baby born into the family, having a baby being raised by you through this very critical phase. And sometimes, like I said, it can feel like a lot. So let's just dive right into those tips that can help you make the best out of your maternity leave. So one thing I would encourage moms to do during the maternity leave is to create amazing pictures and videos of your family and your loved ones. When you're pregnant, you're so overwhelmed with, not overwhelmed, but you're experiencing the whole pregnancy physiological changes and all of that. And also possibly you're still in your work environment, you have to get going with day-to-day activity. And after maternity leave as well, you go back to the day-to-day activity, workplace, family, yourself, your personal goals, all of that. Now, maternity leave is just that time where you could have time to spend with your loved ones. The time could vary across different places. Let's say some places you have it 3 months, and this is dependent on national policies or your workplace policy. So you might need to discuss around with your HR or whoever is in your team to find out what exactly is already existing where you work. And sometimes it can be as long as 1 year. I hear there's a country now that is giving 2 years maternity leave. I don't know where that is, but I think I'll find out and then drop it in the comment section. So depending on that, you see that it's quite a huge amount of time depending, or it could be small. But regardless, it's a time that just in case you start feeling bored and you want something else to do to break the monotonous routine, you could try taking more pictures of your loved ones. I call pictures and videos a way to track time, because time goes and it goes. But when you take pictures and make videos of those memories, they are always going to be with you. You just play it back and you're like, I remember this day. You relive the experience just once again. So yes, take pictures of your babies as they are growing, as they are taking new steps, as they are making new moves. Take pictures of things happening around you, your interaction with nature, your interaction with loved ones. Capture every bit of it. And there's this thing people do now where you have to open like an account or a cloud account a cloud account basically for each child, and then you post all that content there for the child. And when the child is grown, you can hand over that account to them and they will just be able to see all the different phases, how they took their first bite, how they wore their first shoe, when they wore it left and right, you know, all the fun stuff. So yeah, dress up, play dress up with them and take pictures, make videos. Trust me, you will be glad that you did, because sometimes this time never comes around again until you have another baby. You get back into work, hitting targets, personal goals. Oh, that can be a lot again. So yeah, take those pictures today. 2, establish an exercise routine. Oh yes, you heard me. So I'm all for taking things at your pace, not rushing anything, doing it when it feels most convenient for you, when you're mentally, physically, and emotionally ready to take up any task, especially after childbirth. However, it has also been proven scientifically that exercise could help with your mental health, especially in the postpartum phase. So it could be tasking to try to establish that exercise routine, especially when the baby is also taking up a huge chunk of your time. But one thing you can do is incorporate the two of them together. So you exercise with your baby. It can be very fun and wholesome, trust me. This is a picture of me with my first baby when I used to exercise with her. Yeah, so what I would just do is keep her in her carrier and then stand in front of her and do my exercise. And sometimes I find out that if she was even crying, she would start laughing because she would just stop crying and she just keep watching at you, gazing at you. So she's just so happy watching mommy move. Sometimes I would also back her and I would just, dance to the rhythm of any song I'm playing, or and then just have a great time as well with that. So yeah, that's something you can actually consider to establish an exercise routine and put it at a particular time. The human mind likes to look forward to stuff. So when you know that every Tuesday between 5 to 8 p.m. you will be exercising with your baby, it could just be like a break in transmission all the other things you've been doing to the maternity leave. Yeah, so put that in mind. Number 3, establish a self-care routine. Guys, this is highly, highly, highly recommended and essential. And if you listen to most of my videos, you always hear me talking about self-care because it's just priority that you take care of yourself. A happy mom, a happy wife, it all comes from taking care of yourself. You need to take care of yourself. You need to prioritize self-care. And this doesn't have to be something super, super, super duper expensive or something that is like that will take you away from your space, because truth be said, you might not have that luxury of taking yourself out of your space for long. But it could be as simple as once the baby has gone to bed and you just decide to soak yourself for a bath. It could be having a foot rub in your house. You could be getting somebody to the house to do that for you. Whatever it is that you think is within your budget. Oh yeah, because it's the reality. You need to consider what's within your budget and what is available to you wherever you are. Then you use that to do self-care. But self-care must never be attached to a fee. No matter what, there has to be a form of self-care. There are so many free options that would still give you that feeling of relaxation, that feeling of easing off without you breaking the bank. So always look at self-care like, what can I just do to help me feel relieved, relaxed, and regenerated? It doesn't have to be tagged to a fee. You mustn't go to the most expensive spa in the area before you feel self-care. For me, most of my self-care nights, to be honest, was just my baby going to bed and me using a hot towel to wiping my face, massaging the corner of my face, feeling my muscles relax, easing off the tension, breathing in and breathing out, breathing exercises. And when I'm done, rub my neck with a hot towel, massage my neck with a hot towel, soak in a bath. And when I'm done, I will just sleep off. And trust me, I did feel better. I really did feel better. So it doesn't have to be something over the roof. Just make sure that you prioritize self-care. And then again, you have to lock in a time for it so that you still look forward to it. So let's say already Monday night is your workout night with your baby. Then you decide to do Wednesday night is your self-care night again, So it just makes maternity leave not look like, oh, we have just been at home taking care of baby. That can just feel, I don't know, people are different, but for some people it could just feel monotonous. And once that monotony comes in, you start feeling down and low, which is something I don't want all my beautiful ladies feeling at any point of maternity leave, because truly it would be defeating the aim of having a maternity leave if at the end of that maternity leave you do not feel rejuvenated, spiced up, and ready to. Number 4, hang out with fellow moms, hang out with mom and baby groups. This can be really exciting, like going for picnics with mom groups, going for picnics with other moms that have babies of your age. It can be really fun. Now you'll be wondering, Linda, what if there's no mom group in my area? My dear, you are the group leader of that mom group. I'm sure there are moms you probably went for maternity leave with. It doesn't have to be a big number. It could just be 4 moms deciding to like bring and share some love kind of activity. You just take your mask to somewhere and you have a relaxing time. And trust me, some people just want to be brought out as well, just the way you want to be brought out. If you just message 3 4 5 people who you had who you know are your friends, who you probably met during maternity leave, and say, hey, I want to take baby out today, are you interested? Let's fix up a date. You will be amazed at the turn up. It will just be you taking the lead on that one and helping everyone out to relax as well. So yeah, if there's no mom group in your area, you can be the mom group lead. So get it working, get it happening, and let everyone have fun. Number 5, take progress pictures. Progress pictures of everything. Now, progress pictures refer to pictures that you can just look at, and over a span of time, let's say a period of 1 year, you can say, oh, each month this is what happened. Now, some mothers might have done that during pregnancy to show how their bump was growing, but some other people nada. Now, you can also still do that in the postpartum phase. And what do I mean by this? This could be you snapping your baby every single month to show what they have achieved or what they have done. Let's not use the word achieve because you're not setting tasks with newborn baby, but basically just showing how much they have grown. You can also do this with yourself to show how much you also are evolving in the postpartum phase. No rush, no pressure, but then just having that progress picture. When you look back, you're like, hey, I have come a long way. We have come a long way. Yeah. So that can be a really good thing to do as well during the postpartum phase. So let's say you make it the day of your daughter's birth. So let's say every 2nd of October, every 2nd of the month, you take a picture to track what has happened in the last 1 month. So yeah, you can also try that. Number 6, get your vision board sorted. Now, you'll be wondering, why are we talking about vision board in maternity leave? So this is best left for like when you're about to go back to work, when you have like relaxed enough, when you feel recovered, when you are now in a place mentally where you're like, okay, what next after this? When you get to that point during the maternity leave, then it's time for you to sort your vision board out. This is important because sometimes through the pregnancy phase and through the postpartum phase, new ideas might have come into place. New directions might have also be introduced into your mind. So in order to get all of that clear, you need to draw some clarity out of what your next steps would be. A vision board will be really helpful. So you would probably think of sitting down at this point to highlight all the things you need to do over the next maybe 1 year or 6 months or whatever time frame, or even long-term plans, 5 years. But my point is that usually for a lot of women, I don't have the statistics, but for my personal interaction with a lot of women, having a baby and postpartum can really open up your mind to new ideas, new trends, things you probably want to, offer solutions to going forward in your career life. So in that regard, it might be a good time to actually more or less revise your vision board and decide on what the next steps would be, so that when you get back to work, you will be like on the right track and it won't be a really rough time transitioning back into your work. Number 8, do the soft work. Yeah, this is the time to really do the soft work. And let's go back to the basics. You must feel prepared to do any of these things. If you're not in that place mentally, then don't stress it. Don't push it. Just take your time. But if you are at that point where you want to do a little bit more, then it might be a great idea to do the soft work. What do I mean by the soft work? So are there less tasking things that you need to address, maybe in your career or in your parenting role? Then this is the right time to do it. So are there those courses that you want to take that would not task you, that are self-paced? This might be the right time to just take them while preparing to get back into your regular routine and all of that. So when you have sorted out baby's routine, when you have basically gotten a more stable pattern in your mom baby family life, and then you feel like you want more, then addressing all those soft tasks might just be the right next thing to do. Number 8 and number 9 are actually very much linked to even number 7, and it's all revolving around the fact that if you finish enjoying your maternity leave and you have a very jerky transition back into the workplace, it might just mess the whole thing up for you in terms of how your brain stores that memory. Okay, and that is why it's important that you're transitioning back into your workplace is something you think about critically. And that brings us to number 8, which is make sure your childcare plan is conceptualized and sorted out to a great extent. Why I'm saying conceptualized is that we know that sometimes you might finish planning things and they don't work that way. So it would be nice to conceptualize plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, E, F, G, H, I. Because things they occur. And you don't want to be shocked. So have a very thought out, very reliable childcare plan as you're going to be resuming work in maybe a few months, depending on the time interval. But it's something you should start thinking about when you are about running off your maternity leave, just so that it will give you peace of mind when you start work. It will give you peace of mind and you won't be having anxiety, because if you don't have a plan sorted out, the last few weeks before you start work, which is also still part of your maternity leave, you would experience some form of anxiety, not knowing what tomorrow holds and what the next steps are. So it would be nice to start thinking about it even earlier, even before the baby comes into your life, if possible. It's never too early to think about what the childcare plan would be for a baby when you have to go back to work. Number 9 is have a conversation around your back to work plan with your HR. Now, this is for people who are employed in, like, you're not self-employed, you work for a company or an organization. You will need to have a conversation with your HR to find out how your back to work plan is. Some places have an actual back to work plan where they would give you some weeks, some hours in a week, and that way you gradually transition back into the workplace. And they probably have a provision for maybe childcare sites, or a childcare plan on site, or they probably have like a breastfeeding room that will allow you to pump if you want to continue breastfeeding. There's so many options in different places. So it's basically you having a conversation with your HR to find out what back to work plan do they have in your organization, so that you can actually tap into it. Because sometimes if you don't ask, how are you gonna know? How will you know? So you have to ask, and when you ask, you will get this valuable information from your HR. You might also want to discuss the options. Even if they don't have a plan, you might want to transition back easily. So if, let's say, as a doctor, I know that there's some doctors who decide to work less hours or do their normal day job without calls at night, just because you want to be able to take care of the baby during that phase. So all these are conversations that you need to have with HR, honest conversation, and tell them how you would like to be supported. The last tip that can help your maternity leave, and I wanted to reserve it for the last because it is very important, is always remember that you are a 10/10 baby girl for life. What that means is that you need to enjoy the present. Yes, I know you want to figure out all the things that would happen after the maternity leave is over. I know you want to make sure that you're not feeling left behind by everyone who is doing something, but you are here not seeing your baby. But this is not the time to become very analytical about all of that. This moment will not come back again. This baby will not be this age ever again. You will not be at this point in your life ever again. So enjoy it while it lasts. Make the best out of it. Make those memories and treasure them for a lifetime. So yeah, sign up for enjoyment minister roles during maternity leave, and yeah, I'm sure you'll have a lovely time. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it, make sure to subscribe, make sure to share. My channel subscribers have been at one point for a very long time. So guys, please help me to help myself. Get this channel growing so that we can all be happy. Bye until next time, and do have a lovely maternity leave.